So, are you a more modern marketing lifecycle person or a more traditional sales funnel person? Either way, I'm going to review 3 tips with you today on how you can create content for the customer journey that'll make the process even more effective for you and your customers. Stick with me. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm a fan of the more modern marketing lifecycle. But if you're a fan of the sales funnel and that's working for your business, these 3 tips that I'm going to review today are going to work for your process as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first tip that I'm going to review with you is something that is not necessarily applicable to the customer journey, but before you start anything, marketing or sales related, it's important to understand why you're doing it. So the first tip I have for you is to map your marketing and sales goals back to your business objectives. That's going to put things into perspective and help with this next step that I'm going to review with you. So if you haven't done that before or need to take a few minutes to do that, go ahead and pause the video and restart it when you're ready. The second tip is actually going to take a little bit more of your time because it's going to involve you and anyone else in your organization that's involved in creating content. And by creating content, that is anything that's related to sending information to existing customers or to prospects in order to create awareness or create engagement opportunities or convert a lead to a sale. Also, anything to do with retaining your existing customers. The second tip I have is for you to make a complete list of all the content that you have, whether you're marketing, your sales, your customer experience, if you're the business owner, whatever type of content you've created for your business that's being shared with existing customers, old customers, prospecting, wherever they are in that process. Make a list of everything from your blog, your podcast, your video marketing, your email marketing, if you're creating webinars, all of it. I want you to make a list of everything that you're doing in regards to content. And then next to each one of those things, I want you to indicate whether you were creating that piece of content for generating awareness for your brand. If you were trying to get more people in on the webinar, if you were trying to convert someone who was engaging in a live chat, for example, if that intent was to convert them to a sale. So every piece of content, which is any type of communication that's coming from your company, anyone who's representing your company, and going publicly to bring any type of engagement or response or customers into your business, those are the things that I want you to write down. And then next to each one of those, I want you to indicate what the purpose was behind it. You didn't just create a blog just because you had spare time and felt like creating a bunch of content, right? You created it for a reason. Is it there because you wanted to start creating awareness and you thought by educating your ideal customers that would be a great place for them to start? It's on your website. You're giving them information, you're creating an opportunity for them to respond to you. So think of each one of those and make a list and indicate the reason why you created it. This is going to be helpful for the next step. The third tip I have for you is for you to take those items that you just listed with your content and indicated the reason why each one of them was created. We're going to take that a step further now. What I want you to do on that same piece of paper or on the document that you created on your computer, I want you to make 6 circles. And here's an example of what it looks like. So in each one of these circles, I want you to create one that shows define, one that shows know, like, trust, buy, and retain. So each of those words will go inside each of those circles, or if you want to put it above or below, however you best want to use that circle. But the reason why we're going to do this is we're going to take the items from number 2 and you're going to move them into number 3, or you're going to map them back to one of these 6 circles. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay, in the define circle or below the define circle, what you're going to put here is your ideal customer avatar or your ideal customer, your persona. This is the person that represents the best customer that you would love to work with all day, every day. The second step is know, and this is creating brand awareness. So back to when I mentioned something about your blog as an example being listed as a way that you create content. A reason that most people create content is that they do want to create brand awareness. It doesn't stop on your blog though, because people aren't going to know about your blog if they don't know who you are. In the like stage, this is where you're going to put things like video marketing, or if you're doing live streaming, or if you're doing a podcast, if you're doing guest podcast episodes on someone else's podcast. These are going to be ways for your ideal target customers to get to know you and the people within your organization on a more personal level. It's going to help give them some additional perspective as to what it's going to be like to work with you, and also what they can expect after the fact if they do decide to buy from you. In the trust phase, this is where they, of course, already like you. And getting to trust you is when they're more likely going to give you more information or start to engage with you on a more regular basis. This could be through your email marketing campaigns. It could be engaging on videos that you upload on YouTube. It could be giving you an email address for a webinar that you're conducting because they're truly interested in understanding how your solutions or your offers can help them solve a problem. That fourth phase, buy, that's the one that we all want to focus on, right? Who knew that there was so much involved beforehand before they'll actually get to the point of buying from you? Things are a little bit more complicated these days, aren't they? So if they've gotten to this point where they have chosen to buy from you, congratulations, that's a huge step. So at this stage, they have been willing to give you the information, not just their email address and their first name. They're willing to give you their money and a commitment that they're going to do business with you for whatever time frame that you have agreed on. So at this point, they've said yes to you. I want to buy from you. The thing is, it doesn't stop there. So the last step in the process is retention. Now, this is just as important as any of the other steps. Why, you ask? Because you've already invested a lot of time and money and effort into helping nurture that process all the way from brand awareness all the way to the sale. Now, they may have gone in and out of that journey at some point along the way. They may have decided to go with someone else even for a year or so. They may have exited your journey for a while, but they came back. So in order to retain them and not have them decide after a year of being on board with you that they want to leave and go someplace else, it's important to understand what you need to do in order to retain them as a customer. If you have a separate customer success team or a separate customer service team, marketing needs to be involved in conversations with them so that the voice and the messaging and the goals for both teams are continuing to be met. I'm confident that your customer success team or your customer service team has goals that match up or align back to the business goals, right? So in order to help them achieve that, getting marketing involved in understanding how that communication needs to happen. However, you can help them become the advocates of your brand and help them become the marketers for your brand is really going to pay off in the end for both you and the customer. So invest the time, the resources, and even the budget in meeting with your customer service team, your customer success team, and finding out how marketing can be involved in that process to ensure the highest customer retention numbers your company has ever seen. You'll be a part of that process, and what a huge win for you. If you're interested in a template to help walk through these 3 tips that I just reviewed, I included a link in the description where you can download one and use it on your own. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell notification so you know when I upload new videos every Thursday and also when I go live every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you're new here, you've been here before, thank you so much for investing your time in my channel, and hopefully this has been helpful to you. Either way, leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite part about this video was. And if you have questions, of course, leave them in the comments and I will get back with you. I'm Vicki O'Neill, your Plateau to Grow marketer. And until next time, make today great.